Now that I'm done with that Doomslayer video, going back to a more traditional challenge run using a seemingly bad weapon is probably a good idea. The first weapon I thought of was the pool cue. It's only used by freeside thugs and some fiends, but it can be found in a lot of places since it is just a normal object. I feel like the rules are pretty obvious. I'm using a pool cue, so let's begin. I wake up in Doc Mitchell's house and give myself the best pool-themed name I could think of at the time. As for the appearance, I make myself look like the stereotypical type of biker you'll see in a movie playing pool in the bar. For my stats, I'm actually going to skip forward because I changed them when I left Goodsprings. So what I ended up with was a 9 in both my strength and intelligence, an 8 and 7 in agility and endurance respectively, and the remaining points were put into luck. I defy the laws of physics while doing Doc Mitchell's quiz, and I tag melee weapons, repair, and survival. As for traits, I took Built to Destroy and Skilled. I switched out Built to Destroy later for Heavy-Handed as well. I go to the Prospector Saloon and get my weapon of choice very quickly by stealing the pool cue on the billiards table. I wonder how many people will be annoyed by that. I also fixed the radio before testing out the pool cue on the first person I could think of.
Fucking dead. You'll pay for that.
I then do the monotonous back and forth between Ringo and Sunny before I can put my whacking stick to good use some more.
Like that?
I also use it on some powder gangers you encounter as you leave Goodsprings, which lets me reach level 2. I put the points into melee weapons, and I take the Swift Learner perk to negate the drawbacks from Skilled. I duel some geckos, and then do the same with the convicts in Primm. I then go into the hotel to deal with the convicts there. With the convicts dealt with, and the powder gangers near Goodsprings being no more, I thought it would be a good idea to deal with the ones at the correctional facility. Unfortunately for me, however, my pool cue broke, so I had to leave. But I was able to deal with the convicts in the first room to speak with Myers and convince him to become Primm's sheriff. I do have to go get him pardoned, though. I also reached level 3 while I'm there, and I increased my survival to 45 and put the rest of the points into melee weapons. I head further south and arrive at Mojave Outpost to repair my pool cue and bribe Major Knight to pardon Myers. I also collect the quests from Rangers Jackson and Ghost. I go to the highway to splatter some bugs and return to Primm to give Myers his pardon. This lets me reach level 4, and I put the points in the melee weapons, as well as take Travel Light so they can clear the distance between enemies quicker. Afterwards, I return to Mojave Outpost to turn in Jackson's quest, and I start making my way towards Nipton. I clear out the Vipers on the road, and for the first time ever, killing Oliver Swanwick isn't just for fun, because I reach level 5. I put the points into melee weapons, maxing it out, and start raising my repair. I whack Volpez and his Legionnaires, and because I was having so much fun dealing with the dollar store Romans, I free the powder gangers that were captured by them. This is also where I found out something very helpful. The pool cue can be repaired by throwing spears. Or, in other words, I have 14 max repairs for my pool cue. So, I have no worries about it breaking now. I pass through Novak without anything interesting happening, but on my way to Boulder City, I get attacked by Legion assassins while I was on my phone. The Legionaries weren't too much trouble, even the Centurion went down pretty quickly. Not getting assassinated lets me reach level 6. I put the points into repair and take the toughness perk to make up for my weaker damage threshold. I arrive in Boulder City and try to lead Kowalski into the Great Khans with me to, give me a hand or something. The Khans were too much trouble, and Jessup and his buddy were just as underwhelming as usual. I reached level 7 and stopped putting points into my repair for now, because I thought taking Piercing Strike would be helpful. To do so, though, I'll need to increase my Unarmed to 70.
What the fuck are you doing? My brother died at the Battle of Hoover Dam. You're desecrating a war memorial. Oh, now it's on! I'm hit!
None of the other NCR troops interfere, which is kind of sad for Kowalski. I start making my way to Vegas while pretending to be a train. Before entering Vegas, I get the strength and endurance implants from the New Vegas Medical Clinic as well. I also collect the snow globe at the old Mormon fort, as well as buying some more healing supplies. I kill Oris, but this time it's so that I can skip the first part of GI Blues, so I can get straight to the back and forth conversations. Quick summary. I speak with the king, speak with these guys, then the king, do a pop quiz, speak with Julie Farkas, then Elizabeth Kieran, then Still Pacers Money, speak with the king, then Kieran, and finally the king. Doing so, I reach level 8 and put the points in the unarmed, alongside taking Super Slam. I also used the favor from the king for a free passport, because I really didn't need it for anything else. I also reached level 9 because I was a sliver away after completing GI Blues, but I do increase my unarmed to 70, so now I'll be able to get Piercing Strike when I hit level 12. My next stop was to collect even more pool cues, and from my knowledge, the place with the most is Vault 3. I even get to repair my own pool cue since some of the fiends wield them, so I was getting in some pretty one-sided duels. I clear out Vault 3 and collect Motor Runner's helmet. I also reach level 10 and put the points into repair and take the second rank of toughness. The pool cues are behind this door with a very easy lock in the recreation room, and I collect a grand total of 23 extra pool cues. After repairing them with each other, I ended up with 8 fully repaired pool cues. So now, with my extra throwing spears and these new ones, the chances of me ending up without a weapon is something that I was not worried about in the slightest. I turn in Motor Runner's helmet and then head on to the strip to speak with Mr. House, because I felt like siding with him. My first task was to collect the platinum chip from Benny, so I just go into the top swinging, killing every single person I see in a gray suit. Or checkered one too, I guess. I reach level 11 and max out my repair. Oh, never mind. Ilario approaches me, and I give him a thwack to the back of the head. I gave Mr. House the platinum chip, and now I get to watch an incredibly exciting presentation. Yay! My next objective was to go to the fort to deactivate. Nope. We're not deactivating them. My next objective was to go to the fort to activate the Securitron army. Leaving the Lucky 38, and I'm approached by Emily Ortal and decide to be a complete dick for no reason. I go to the Legion camp and make myself a new friend. Oh no. Next time round, I manage to avoid the Night Stalkers and arrive in Cottonwood Cove. I take the ferry up to the fort and speak with Caesar. I was slightly worried the Protectrons would be damage sponges, but then I remembered they aren't Primm Slim. Clearing out the bunker lets me reach level 12. I put that singular point into repair, and then start increasing my medicine. As for perk, I take Piercing Strike, which means most enemies would be better off wearing no armor at all. I upgrade the Securitrons and lie to Caesar's face so I can get the XP from completing the first Legion quest. I then return to Mr. House to turn in his. I get my armor repaired at Mojave Outpost before making my way to Nellis. The bombardment is a joke with travel light, and I make it the Pearl first try. I repair the solar panels and reach level 13, increasing my medicine some more. I squish some more ants and become an unlicensed surgeon. I speak with Loyal, and now that I'm able to get the bomber, I head into the lake and attach the ballast, and then return to shore. Returning to Pearl one last time, and then I head back to the strip to get House's next quest, which was to investigate the Emertas. But first I collected some more snow globes and made 10,000 caps that were probably all going to be used on armor repairs. I go to Gomorrah and try to do the quest the proper way by stealing Kachino's journal and selling it back to him and then blowing up all of the weapons. But this is where New Vegas was being New Vegas. The next step was to go to the meeting with Big Sal, but Kachino refused to move. The objective began, trying to speak with him would have him say his line about meeting the bosses or whatever. Pushing him also did nothing, as he just moved back to where he was. Though it wasn't too hard to convince myself that I'd have to kill the Emertas, and I got myself stuck behind the counter. But I got out. I also reached level 14 and put more points into medicine, and take the Unstoppable Force perk. I return to house and fail the quest, but I receive a new objective that's more my speed, which is to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel. Before going to Hidden Valley, I get some more healing supplies, and now I felt like I could deal with the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, the easy way I could do it is by stealing the key cards and activating the self-destruct like I would usually do. But then I thought it would be much more interesting if I embarrassed the entirety of the Brotherhood by wiping them out with a fancy stick. I enter the bunker and take a bucket load of drugs before instigating a fight. I was astonished that I managed to one-shot Paladin Ramos. I know he has less HP than other Paladins, but I didn't think he'd fold like a wet noodle. McNamara was even tougher than Ramos, and he's got practically no armor. Surprisingly enough, I think the scribes were actually more deadly due to their numbers, and the fact that as long as one of them was blocking, I'd get briefly stunned, but I dealt with them in the end. I don't know how to add this naturally, but this paladin thought that taking off his armor would be an effective strategy. That or I just broke it. Knight Torres was the last of the Brotherhood to go down, and this lets me reach level 15 and increase my medicine to 90. I replenished all my healing supplies I spent in the bunker and returned to Mr. House to get the next quest, which was to protect President Kimball. I go to Hoover Dam and speak with Ranger Grant. I give the old thwack to the sniper and watch the engineer get put down.
For help, and the Red Republic heard of them. Troopers.
I return to Mr. House, and now I need to go to the Eldorado substation. On my way there, I reach level 16 and max out my medicine, and take the Bloody Mess perk. I arrive at the substation and kill the NCR troops there before putting in the override chip into the computer. I repair my armor one more time before returning to Mr. House to begin the Battle of Hoover Dam. The Legion isn't too strong now that I can ignore most of their armor. I head to the dam to start up generators and power up the Securitrons. I return to the top of the dam and watch my head pop like a jam-filled balloon. I enter the Ligett's camp and whack around his Praetorians, and take a whole lot of drugs before attacking Lanius.
That. Keep fighting!
I deal with the last few Legion soldiers and go to the gate to deal with General Oliver and thwack one last person. I speak with Mr. House and finish the game, successfully beating Fallout New Vegas with only a pool cue. I'm actually surprised this challenge felt so easy. I had to check on multiple occasions that the difficulty was still on normal. So maybe I was just underestimating the pool cue. Anyways, I've already got a decent bit of footage for the next video, and I'm really happy with how it's going. Not just from a challenge perspective, but there's a lot of bugs. The funny kind. The, the best kind. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. If you got any challenges that I should try, I'd love to hear them. Especially if they're for different games. I haven't been sure what else to do besides New Vegas. I have ideas for other stuff, but for the time being, I'm just gonna stick with this. I'm also gonna work on a Fallout 3 as the Doomslayer because it seems fun. I also just want to play Fallout 3 more. But with all that out of the way, I'm grateful to you for watching until the end, and would ask for you to consider liking or subscribing. That's all I need to say for today, and I hope you have yourselves a good week.